On July 19th, the Hoover Police Department held a press conference to update the public with what they know to be the facts of the Carlee Russell case. They reiterated that this is an ongoing investigation and the goal is to determine what happened to Carlee during the 48-plus hour time period that she disappeared for. Carlee's family maintained they believe she was abducted and fought for her life. However, her boyfriend did remove an Instagram post he made after she resurfaced. In that post, he claimed that she was kidnapped and fought for her life. Let's discuss the latest updates in this mysterious case of Carlee Russell. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. The moment the public was waiting for, a press conference from law enforcement in the Carlee Russell case occurred Wednesday, July 19th. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from that press conference and everything that was disclosed.
On July 13th, at approximately 8:20 p.m., Carlee left work from a business at the Summit. Surveillance video from her place of employment shows Carlee concealed a dark-colored bathrobe, a roll of toilet paper, and other items belonging to the business prior to her departure. She ordered food from Tzatziki's and traveled there. She then traveled to Target on 280, where she purchased some granola bars and Cheez-Its. From there, she remained in the parking lot at that shopping center until 9:21 p.m. when she drove to I-459. Carlee communicated on her cell phone with individuals known to her while on her path of travel up to the point of calling 911 at 9:34 p.m. Carlee called a relative after speaking with the 911 operator. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. Traffic camera footage was obtained which depicted this portion of the incident, and that footage was analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call and cell phone data to accurately determine the time frame. Carlee's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing, and the Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child walking down the interstate. Data from Carlee's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. The Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Carlee's mother, stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carlee scream, and then they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Carlee's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse. The food she ordered for Tzatziki's was also in the car. The items she purchased from Target, as well as the items taken from her place of employment, were not in the vehicle, nor were they located anywhere around the scene. Hoover police deployed all available assets from the point in the search for Carlee. Additional resources were called in to include our own drone unit, crime scene investigators. Numerous detectives responded to the scene. Throughout the day Friday, officers from surrounded local and federal agencies assisted Hoover police in the search for Carlee Russell. Officers returned to the scene on 459 to conduct a thorough line search for evidence. K-9 teams from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department responded to check for any sign of Carlee, the child that she claimed to see, and anything else that could be considered evidence in this case. Those searches all turned up empty. Private citizens, including search parties organized by her family, friends, began looking everywhere that they could to find any trace. These searches took place throughout the day Friday and again on Saturday, yielding nothing. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 Center receives a call from Carlee's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carlee walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. Detectives, the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and was put in a car. She claimed she was then blindfolded, but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that Carlee had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock. Out of respect for Carlee and her family, detectives did not press for additional information in this interview and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest. Detectives continue analyzing data from Carlee's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data included several internet searches in the days leading up to their disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term, "Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert?" was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term, "How to take money from a register without being caught," was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term, "Birmingham Bus Station," was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted. There were two searches related to Amber Alerts on a computer at Carlee's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert. There were other searches on Carlee's phone that appeared to shed some light on her mindset, but out of respect for her privacy, we will not be releasing the content of those searches at this time. We've asked to interview Carlee a second time, but have not been granted that request. As you can see, there are many questions left to be answered, but only Carlee can provide those answers. What we can say is that we've been unable to verify most of Carlee's initial statement made to investigators, and we have no reason to believe that there is a threat to the public safety related to this particular case. Thank you very much.
So law enforcement doesn't explicitly use the word hoax, but it's pretty clear from the facts released what they think happened here. They may not know what exactly motivated Carlee or where she went for those little over 48 hours, but it is clear they believe the person responsible for Carlee's disappearance is Carlee herself. Things that will be incredibly difficult for Carlee to explain away if she is going to maintain that she was abducted is the lack of any other sightings of a missing toddler on this busy highway. Her internet searches from her phone, her snack run to Target, the items taken from her job. The totality of all this evidence is circumstantial, but it looks pretty damaging, I'm not going to lie. Law enforcement also stated that she may be no longer being cooperative, which also doesn't look good if she is going to maintain that she was abducted. Her parents are standing by her thus far. And something that I thought was interesting is law enforcement told her parents that they essentially had to do this press conference almost as if they had been previously acquiescing to the family's request for privacy. It really does seem like law enforcement has been trying to toe that line of not inflicting further trauma onto Carlee and conducting a thorough investigation. They even withheld some of her search history to maintain her privacy. Honestly, it's a sad world we live in when speculation begins almost immediately that a recovered missing person may be perpetrating a hoax. A recovered missing person should be cause for a celebration, not a cause for us to side-eye the supposed victim. Cases like Sherry Papini, who was convicted of faking her kidnapping, do a great disservice to actual victims of violent crimes. It really discourages victims from coming forward or cooperating with police, because who would want to go through the public scrutiny of having their trauma questioned? Carlee has not been convicted or charged with any crimes yet. Again, the investigation is ongoing. But of course, the court of public opinion can be a brutal place if you are up to some fuckery or shenanigans. You guys will have to let me know your thoughts on these latest updates. As always, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram at _Sarah Spills, And I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.